It's Tuesday, and you know what that means? It's time for Timin Tuesday, where you get 2 jokes for the price of 1. And as I never charge you for that one time, you get 2 funnies for no monies. That's right, you get 2 funnies for no monies. So here's your one time.
3 guys are sitting around and they're having this conversation. There's a 70-year-old, an 80-year-old, and a 90-year-old. The 70-year-old says, well, every morning I get up at 7 o'clock to go in and take a piss. And I go in there and I'm taking a piss. And he says, I go in there and I'm taking a piss. And he says, it takes me forever. He says, about 20 minutes to finally get my piss out. The 80-year-old says, well, I go in there every morning. I go in there, I get up at 8 o'clock and I go in to have a bowel movement. I go in there and I sit down there and I push and I grunt and I moan, you know, for a good 30 minutes before I finally get my bowel movement going. The 90-year-old says, well, he says, I take a piss every morning at 7 o'clock. I piss like a racehorse. He says, and at 8 o'clock I shit like a cow. The other 2 old men look at him and says, well, what do you have to complain about? He goes, I don't get up until 9 o'clock. Oh, no!
Here's your 2 time.
Alright, a guy walks into a doctor's office and he goes in there and he gets an examination. He's been feeling really tired and stuff lately. And, you know, he just has no energy and stuff. So the doctor does an examination. The doctor comes back in there and he says, I have some really bad news for you. He says, you don't have very much longer to live. And the guy's like, really? Well, how much longer do I have? And the doctor says, you got 10. The guy's like, 10 what? 10 years? 10 months? 10 weeks? 10 days? 10 what? The doctor goes, 9, 8, 7, 6. That's been your Timin Tuesday. I hope you all like it. Yeah, I hope you all like it. I'm sitting here in this hangout room, and the other people involved left. And Steve's got some more pussy over at his house. It's crazy. Anyway, I'm going to get off here and edit this and upload it and blah, 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 blah. Tuesday is done, yo. And, yeah. I did go to the doctor today. And I'll tell y'all more about that later when I find out more. So, y'all be real. For real. Alright, these 3 guys, they're sitting around and they're complaining. This one guy is... Oh, go, plus! There's Steve. Everybody talk. Say something.
Who?
Oh, I went to bed. Hold on a second. I gotta hit the yes button. Joe, say something.
Hi.
You gotta talk for it to register you.
Don't take any no pictures. Don't film me.
Oh my goodness. That's how it works over here. Alright. 3 guys are sitting around, they're complaining. There's a 70-year-old, there's an 80-year-old, and there's a 90-year-old. The 70-year-old says, I get up every morning at 7 o'clock to go to the bathroom. And he says, I go in there and I take a long time, you know, try, and then finally about 20 minutes later, I finally get a pee out. The second guy, he says, well, the 80-year-old, he goes, well, I go up every morning at 8 o'clock. And he says, I go in the bathroom, and he says, I go in there and I push and I grunt and I moan and you know, trying to get a bowel movement on. It takes me about 30 minutes to get a bowel movement on. The 90-year-old, he says, I get up every morning at 7 or he says, failure. Yes, that was a failure. What do y'all think of the failure?
Yay.
This is a blooper 101.